Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Today is the 28th of June 2026. We're fast approaching July, so I thought we'd just do short video for July and August for every ascendant and also moon sign, because it's good to read your chart from the moon sign just to see how the transit feel. So I'm going to just go through the transits so we can actually have a look at them. Let's just have a look at the chart for this period. Excuse me. Okay, as you can see, obviously Saturn has been in Pisces for a while and will carry on being there for a period of time still. But it will actually go retrograde on the 27th of July. And we'll also have got Jupiter, which is again going to be in Cancer for a while. So Saturn has, for all of us, has an impact on Taurus, has an impact on Virgo, and also on Sagittarius. So, as well as obviously, rules Capricorn and Aquarius too. So, very important planet. We put effort into where the third aspect is. The seventh aspect is highly respectful, and where we have all our honor and commitment, loyalties. And 10th from it is obviously how it's projected onto the world. Excuse me, I'm just going to cough. Excuse me. Then we have Jupiter. Jupiter rules obviously Sagittarius and Pisces, and it's going to be aspect in Pisces, aspect in Saturn, which is great because excuse me, Pisces is a sign of spirituality and letting go of just mundane things that are not true, really. They're just like we are in a material world. It's letting go of all those kind of things and seeing the bigger picture. So by both these two planets having an impact on Pisces, it's very important. I'm sure on the hashtags you've seen the Great Awakening, that people are waking up, people are just seeing that things are not as they seem, all that kind of stuff. So Pisces, by the nature of Jupiter aspect in it, is being protected. So that's a very, very good sign. It also rules, as I said, Sag and Pisces, but it's having three aspects, just like Saturn. So it's aspect in Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces, as we mentioned. So having a massive impact on those, and also Cancer. And actually, if you look at the beginning of the month, it's on the degree that is the most kind of, well, that's the degree, 5 degrees when it's exalted. But it's an exaltation sign. So, Jupiter is pretty strong. And then we have the nodes. So nodes are going to be for a while still in Aquarius for Rahu, which is co-rules it with Saturn. So that's great. Rahu rules technology, new things, and all kind of, I would say, kind of rules people who are not kind of different species, who are not particularly human, high dimensional, other dimensions, outer dimensions, those sort of people too, which disclosure about that's coming out. It's also rules AI. So new, particularly in Shatabisha, it's all to do with here 1,000 or 100 healers, as they say. So it's like by the time it comes out of there and goes into Capricorn, that there's going to be new modalities coming out for health and healing. So things are going to really move forward after that, this transit. For K2 is obviously in Leo. Leo is a sign of celebrities, famous people, royalty, big leaders, things like that. And by the nature of that being there in Leo, we know that it's actually as we have seen, many of the Hollywood greats have passed away. You can just have a look. Just has been so many people. I mean, a lot of them have been very, very old anyway. But just so there's loads of people passing away, lots of changes going on, and also what it does is Sun will be there with it on the 18th. So I think there's going to be maybe in August 18th August. So I think there could be like a major passing away of a royalty or a very sort of significant figure in the world of politics or influence, basically. So that's happening with the nodes. So actually, Rahu is also aspecting Gemini from where it is, and it's also aspecting Libra. And K2 is aspecting the Aries and also Sagittarius. So this has been going on for a while anyway, and I have actually done a video about Sagittarius. You know, it's such an important sign for the remainder of this year. And you'll also see that Mercury will retrograde back to Gemini, and where the Sun is at the moment, and it's again going to have an impact on Sagittarius. So lots going on there. But all the personal planets, one by one, they're coming through, and we'll see them going on to Virgo by the time we finish August. So just wanted to say that Venus is not in a good condition. Venus being obviously the most important feminine planet for everyone. It's in Cancer, which is unfriendly towards, doesn't like being with Jupiter for one thing, doesn't like the moon, so they don't. Venus doesn't like Cancer, but moon likes Venus's sign. It's kind of odd, but anyway. But then it goes into Leo, which are enemies. Sun is enemy to Venus and Venus to the Sun. And then it goes into its debilitation sign, even though it's only really debilitated at 28 degrees. But nonetheless, it's a sign that is like really is a critical, it's digests and dissects everything. And, there's like a post-mortem goes on in that sign. So it's not really in keeping with what Venus is all about. So anyway, this is like an overview of that's going on. For me, the things that really stand out is that obviously Mercury goes retrograde and Saturn goes retrograde. And also the other thing that's interesting to know as well, for me, I think one of the signs that's quite troubling to Mars is Gemini. Mars in Gemini is quite a difficult one, so I would imagine we're going to have like some crazy times because of that happening during this period, and in 3rd of August. So it's just very, very interesting time to watch it. Not only does it go into Gemini, but also we have 2 eclipses happening, but which are, the first one is more really the solar eclipse happening on 12th of August. It's really more to do with, you can see more on the zodiac, tropical zodiac. But definitely we have the 28th of August as well, where we have the partial lunar eclipse occurring in Aquarius. So it's like really interesting time going on there. So these for me really stand out. But anyway, let's just walk through and just see what we can see from this this period for the ascendant. So, hello, this video is for Scorpio Ascendant or Scorpio Moon for July and August 2026. I hope you're well. Just going to put the chart up so I have some kind of focus. Okay, I'm just going to go through the very kind of key dates for this, and anyway, let's start. So basically, starting on 1st of July, as you can see, your ascendant is in the 7th house, 1st and 6th house ruler in the 7th house. So let's get cracking. I just also want to just show you that there's going to be a lot of things going on for you in your 8th house. And also 9th house. You're going to have like a stellium, and then later in your 10th house. So, okay, let's start. First of all, we're going to go to the 5th of July. Okay, so 5th of July we have, so basically what happens then is Venus goes into Leo. Venus and Sun are not friends with each other, so it's quite a difficult situation for Venus, but it's getting some help from K2. K2 and Venus are friends, so that's pretty good. And also K2 is first house ruler, which is in conjunction with a seventh house ruler. So that's pretty good. It creates like a nice Raja Yoga of success, so it's not completely bad. But and then we're going to go to the seventh when Mercury, which for you guys is not a particularly good planet, but anyway, it's in the eighth house. It's retrograde, and so it's retrogrades back from Cancer into own sign. So that's pretty good. Mercury does extremely well in the eighth house. It's one of those planets that does, even though it rules the natural third and sixth house of the zodiac, is exceptional the way it can just navigate through the sixth house stuff. So that's pretty good. And it's also sitting there with the sun. So there could be some changes in your work. Maybe you're working, doing some research or something like that in your job. But yeah, generally speaking, you'll be doing really well with Mercury being there. And then the next big date will be the 14th. So on the 14th, oh, let's go back like a few hours. Here we go. So there is actually like a new moon occurring in your eighth house. Oh, that's just actually, I realised that's changed the sentence there. Okay, we just have to, how do I do this? Okay, let's go a few hours forward. Okay, here we go. So basically, as you can see, there is like a lot of, you can see there's going to be a lot of changes to what would be your 11th house ruler groups, maybe some secret groups, hopefully not secret societies. But so we got also 10th house ruler there, and we have got moon, which is also 9th house ruler. So lots of changes, lots of learning to do with the job to reinforce like your hidden talents coming out during this time. But yeah, and the sun does well as well in the 8th house, so sun and the moon. So there is like new focus that this new moon is making you just like go within to actually see what kind of things you want to plan. And so when the moon is full, you can actually realize them and bring them into fruition. And so let's go now to 17th. That's when the sun goes into Cancer. So here we have Sun in Cancer with Jupiter, own, really good friends. Both of them very comfortable in Cancer. So it's a nice setup there. And what happens here is Sun is in the 10th house ruler in the 9th house, gives a very, very strong Raja Yoga. And also 2nd and 5th house ruler is there too. So in the 9th house, this is so good for money, status, achievements. Fabulous. Realize it really gives you a boost during this period, which is wonderful. And then the next one is the 24th. Oh, I should have done that. So 24th, what happens is just going to go on. Okay, on the 24th, basically Mercury is going direct, which is great. So all those things that you're thinking and you're planning with the new moon, you can actually, this is the planet of organization, long-term planning, short-term planning. Realizing it's such a practical planet. So it says all those changes can be helped with Mercury being so strong. And then Saturn goes retrograde on the 27th. And that's, for you, will be like your 3rd and 4th house ruler in the 5th house. Oh, that could also mean that maybe if you have children who are university age, there'll be changes in their home. So there could be an empty nest syndrome going on there as well. So, but it's by the time Saturn goes forward, you kind of get used to that. So, and it is a lovely new beginning for the children. So, and now let's go on the 30th. On the 30th, we have full moon, which is occurring in your 3rd house, which is Capricorn, 3rd and Ninth house, really nice, this one. You know, Sun and Jupiter really are happy there. Moon obviously doesn't do so well in Capricorn because it's almost like a Sadhasati thing going on, so heavy energy of Capricorn. But what it's doing is getting lots of help from Sun and Jupiter, and also it's aspecting Cancer, looking after your ninth house. So lots of learning, travel, all of those will be the focus, and things to do with work as well. The big picture stuff, really. So really important houses: ninth, 10th, 2nd, 5th. Yeah, very good. And the third house as well. So lots of this could all sort of build in together with the new moon that occurred, and just give you that. Now with the full moon, you can actually realize what you'd like. Now if we go to the next month, August, going to go to August 2nd. So Venus goes into your 11th house. So this is your 7th and 12th house in the 11th house. Obviously Venus is not strong in Virgo. It's just a little bit, you know, it's a house of detail, and Venus is all about like overlooking things that are just maybe not perfect, and always seeing imperfections as beauty. So yeah, it's not a great house for it, but it is in the 11th house, and it is the 7th house ruler. So if you're single, it could be that basically you could meet somebody within your groups, and so get yourself out and you will enjoy wherever Venus is, even though it's not strong, still will enjoy it, you know, so go with it. And then on the 3rd, we have Mars coming into your 8th house. Now, Mars, generally speaking, I think is one of the most difficult houses or signs I should say, for Mars. It's actually Gemini, because it's not friendly with Mercury, so it's sitting with Mercury, and actually Mars does so much better in Virgo than it does in Gemini, but it is there, and obviously it's a house of communication normally, sign of communication and friends and hobbies and stuff like that. So it's a 3rd natural house of the zodiac, but I could just say that because it's in the 8th house, and Mars rules the 8th house of natural zodiac, which is Scorpio. So it's got some level of things going on. So there's some things that need transforming, some secret things come up for you to deal with them, and just like say goodbye to them, that kind of thing. And just, you know, whatever it is, you'll be able to research and get it. So even if you've had like an illness or something, you'll be able to just research and come up with wonderful. And because Mercury is very holistic, so it'd be like more like herbals or botanicals, Ayurveda, things like that, to actually like sort those issues out. Very good for Mercury there, really helps that situation. And so next thing we have, next date, which is important, is actually the 6th, which is when Mercury goes in Cancer. Not a good sign for Mercury, and also doesn't like to be with Jupiter because it's just too much expansion and too much big picture, and Mercury is like, what about the detail, so now we have like Mercury brings changes, brings gains, desires into your 9th house. So also its 8th house ruler goes into the 9th house of dad and your teachers. So you know, there could be like end of education, so maybe you finish your course, or it could also be because Sun rules your 10th house, so it could be some changes in your job. Maybe you gain a job now that you've finished, if you finish your university, or some studies or courses that you were doing. And then let's go to the 12th after that. So we have I use mean nodes for calculations, but generally speaking, this is actually supposed to be one of the dates for the solar eclipse. So that will be in Ashlesha. So it would happen here, but obviously because I use different kind of calculations, it's different. So it shows as a new moon rather than an eclipse, but it is actually solar eclipse. And so for you guys, this is massive for you because it's really highlighting your 9th house. 9th house is so important. It's education, it's your culture, It's your heritage, your dad, your gurus, your higher learning, your wisdom, higher knowledge, your luck, opportunities that you get in life. So it's very important. And all of those planets, they're all so important, really. And none of them really break any yoga. So it's very, very nice, nice time for you. So, and also, it's really good done yogas going on there, because Mercury rules your 11th house and then Jupiter the second. So it's a nice done yoga of money. So you could have opportunities through groups, family, or at work. So you could get a pay rise or gain a really nice job. And then on the 18th, Sun goes into Leo. 17th, 18th. Yeah. So basically now you will just see that Sun is in own sign, and is sitting with K2, because K2 is going to take that ego away from the Sun, which is not a bad thing. Sun rules your 10th house. It's in the 10th house and has got directional strength. So it's a very, very strong Sun. But it's not like all about me kind of Sun either. So it's pretty good. Now, it's obviously, like first house ruler and 10th house ruler together, creating lovely yoga there. Two yogas, because also first and 10th house ruler together as well. So, and then we have on the 23rd, Mercury goes into Leo. Oh, Mercury is so much happier in Leo than it is in Cancer, so that's lovely. Yeah, so here we have Mercury, your 8th, 11th and 10th house ruler, and also first house ruler. So transformation in your work, in your groups, maybe through your groups you'll get introduced to a job, but generally speaking, really nice, that one. And then we kind of, the other thing that I would sort of say is after that is the most important thing really to do with July and August, is that we got a partial lunar eclipse happening, which is on the 28th. Quite significant in many ways. So, okay, so this is happening in basically what would be your 4th house. This could mean like say for example, if you've got a job, and it could be that you need to move for that job. There could be a house change. It could be like your mum, so basically your 9th house ruler is in the 8th house. So, it could be some family things going on, some transformation in your home, in your, mum. Maybe your your parents help you gain a home or help you look for a place. But yeah, so it kind of, Moon and the Sun both have directional strength for this. So there's some kind of thing that there's a veil on it. And all these things will actually become very much evident, and you'll kind of get to have a knowing about this as basically the eclipse effects go. So there's going to be some unveiling to do with your 8th, 11th, 10th and 4th house and 9th house will be coming out. So anyway, that's it. Have a great couple of months, and hopefully see you soon. Thank you very much.